Welcome back to Moving With Meaning, and it's the life coaching series. Today, we're going to talk about a little bit of how I came to be into coaching as well as my style. So you want to hear a little bit more about that? Stick around. All right. So I am really excited. I think this is a long time coming for this video to get here, but I'm really excited to talk a little bit about my life coaching services, specifically in career coaching as well as mental health coaching. I think the two, from my personal experience and from just my other clients' experience, they're very well connected. So let's start off kind of with a good introduction with my 3C pillars. So life coaching to me is a very serious business because you have to, 1, connect, 2, comprehend, and 3, establish credibility. This takes some knowledge, empathy, and experience, all of which I happen to have. So how did I get here? Let's talk about that. Well, the same way that I just said, experience. I applied my work experience to my life experiences and created life connections. I entered basically a growth mentality. This meant that every move I made or continue to make is either closer to my emotional and mental peace or my career advancement. Once those connections are made, there is clarity. And once you have clarity, you begin the journey on your self-guided steps to progress. Self-guided is a very important key term here because I cannot tell you how to get to the next level. I can, only help get you there through, say, reflections, reveal some of the things inside of you or some of your own experiences, and then talk to you through those steps. So the way I coach and teach is the same, through experience. Again, experience is just a wealth of knowledge that if you actually apply it in so many different ways, that it can touch people in so many different parts of their lives. It's something that you just don't throw away, the way that I look at it. But I always get the same look of, let's say, intrigue. So, how do you coach through experience without your audience or clients having it? Well, I kind of say easy. You create that environment through active listening. So, what does that mean? Simulations can be very powerful when you're teaching. It's a very powerful teaching tool, especially when you create them specifically to the scenario that's being described by your client. This is why I have such a high success rate with both my students and my clients. And I only say students because when I'm working, I have workshops or lunch and learns, and this is where I train, in this particular case, data literacy or mental maturity in the corporate space. And I lead communities of practices around that helps establish and enhance the understanding of the what and the why. So I know that was kind of like a mouthful, I guess. I hope it made sense. I don't want to pull anybody off or anything like that. So I guess maybe let's talk a little bit about what makes my simulations different. And to me, it's because they are my own real experiences. They're my real emotions that I felt when I was either being betrayed in the workplace or trying to find where I fit in. I think those are the two main triggers or stimuli that we go through. Is that there's a level of trust that has either been breached, you've been exploited in that case, you've been used, or something of that nature. I'm just using these terms because I think they're very familiar. Or you're trying to find your place. So you may start off somewhere because you just needed the job, right? And then you kind of get in the job and you kind of figure out, this isn't probably where I want it to be. Well, I want to go further into this. So you're still trying to figure out where you're going and what you're doing. You may be succeeding in what you're doing and what have you, doesn't seem to have any forward momentum, right? Either you don't feel that inside, or you don't see it, in the paycheck or in your title or something like that. And I think my experience in consulting, to be honest with you, has helped me tremendously, because it felt like I was constantly reinventing myself for various reasons. And we'll have different episodes where I'll go and talk about different scenarios that I've had where I was either reinventing myself, where I either was betrayed, where I probably handled a situation incorrectly or immaturely, if you will, and how I learned from that and how I came back from that. But it's all to kind of help you guys either avoid that or at least deal with that and say, hey, you know, this is something that everybody deals with. But you typically need a coach. And I actually had a career coach personally, and still do in times. It's not therapy, but they are specifically targeting in a particular space of expertise in career growth or in mental health stability, something of that nature. So that's something that I think is really important to kind of distinguish. But the way I look at it is nothing prepares you for that, to be thinking of yourself like you need to be reinvented. Nothing prepares you for saying, you know, dealing with some kind of betrayal in the corporate environment, because you're dealing with a bunch of adults. It's almost shark and minnows, if you will, sometimes. That's one of the analogies I can, it felt like for me, really, to be honest with you. So, and you have to figure out how to, one, not become a shark, but still succeed, right? And I think that's what happened with a lot of people that I have met throughout my career, is where I met them later and I'm like, wow, you've changed, you know, and that's not something that I wanted to do, but I wanted to be successful. And I was able to do that. And I'm here to share that with you. And I'm here to guide others in that journey as well. So what it did to me, it was a burn down, but we either burn out or we do what I did, which is a burn down, meaning I just lost interest. So over the politics, I know that I add value. I know I have a great deep skill set and all this kind of great stuff, but I don't want to perform for the company, or I don't want to perform for the team or something like that. It was just, I just didn't burn down. I just didn't want to do it. It wasn't that I didn't, like, I stopped losing interest in it or anything. Like, yeah, I did stop losing interest. Let me say that. Let me correct that. I did stop losing interest, but it wasn't like I couldn't keep doing it or anything like that. I wasn't burnt out. But what I did do was I started my own consulting firm, because I felt that I could do well on my own. I could hold all these core values. I could live up to my potential, and I didn't have to have all of the politics to deal with that. And I did phenomenal. Like, it was great. So I was able to perform high value projects, and I ended up building a great reputation for my consulting firm. Even still, going through this journey reignited an old flame of mine, which is writing. So I've now put myself on that path of entrepreneurship, and I'm writing fantasy books. And it's kind of like, oh, you're writing fantasy books, but you come from a career. Like, how does these link up together? Like I said, reinventing myself. And so what also ended up happening is, through this journey, is not only did it reignite an old flame, but it lit another one, which was life coaching. And that's what I present here to you today. It just took a few moves before I got there. So I tell you what, go to my website and schedule a discovery call with me, and let's see if we're fit, and let's see if, you know, we can jive and get together and see what we can do and make some magic happen. My website is in the description, but I'll put it up maybe here, and we'll see if we can connect. So again, visit movingwithmeaning.com for more information. I look forward to talking to you soon. Keep moving.